A $500 mistake on our cruise. Y'all, what in the world did we do? Apparently, this is a very common mistake. How can you avoid making the same mistake that we made? And what was our outcome from this? Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, what is up? I'm Tiffany with TP's Travels, and if you're new here, welcome. I talk all things cruising, and when we're out at sea, I bring you daily vlogs. And if you saw my most recent vlog, then you know we made a $500 mistake.
Oh, and if you are watching my vlogs, thank you so much, but stay to the end because I've got some updates on what's coming next.
And I already gave you a spoiler alert. Keep your phone in airplane mode. So I just want to say here real quick, have you seen this video? I did a video not too long ago about the ship's Wi-Fi, what to expect, what it costs. But in the very beginning of the video, I mentioned stay in airplane mode. Always stay in airplane mode. I even ended the video with stay in airplane mode. And we didn't follow my directions. Or hold on, maybe I should say Mark, my husband, if you're brand new here, didn't follow my directions. So what happened here is he actually downloaded a $500 episode of Kill Tony. If you're a comedy person, you know what Kill Tony is. So he was downloading one of his episodes. And so what happened here? Let's kind of go through this here because, yeah, apparently this is a very common mistake. I was talking to somebody else on the cruise that day, and they made the same mistake. And I want to make sure that I kind of highlight what happened and why we did this. So in my previous video here, I talked to you about how we don't always purchase the internet because we have AT&T, and AT&T covers us in other places like Canada and Mexico. So if we're cruising to Mexico, then I typically won't purchase the Wi-Fi because I'll wait till I get to Mexico and we have full coverage there. But we weren't cruising to Mexico, we were cruising to the Bahamas. And we knew we needed to stay in airplane mode the entire time because we weren't purchasing the internet on this cruise. And I've also mentioned in my previous video about international rates, how sometimes you can get those international rates when you're closer to land. And the thing happened here is we were in airplane mode, and Mark decides to come out of airplane mode just for a second to see if we had any service. Because sometimes the closer you get to land, service will pop up and you can get those international rates. So we were kind of just out there floating around one of the days. So Mark decides to come out of airplane mode real quick, and he knows that if he sees cellular at sea, and definitely if you see cellular at sea, go right back into airplane mode real quick because that is when you're going to start getting charged all those crazy fees. So he did not see that, and he got an AT&T notification right away as soon as he came out of airplane mode, and it let him know he had service. And he was able to get service while we were there, and it was going to charge us like $12.99 a day. Well, that's a lot better than paying the $30 for the Wi-Fi. Now, you don't get as much access. You can like do texting, some basic socials. Like I used mine to get on Instagram. But just basic stuff. I was doing a lot of texting and checking my emails for work. And yes, I know I shouldn't have done that, but I was. And it was just basic stuff. I went back into airplane mode before I went to bed that night. Mark did not. Mark decided he wanted to download a episode of Kill Tony. And I've mentioned in one of my previous vlogs, like a tip if you want to watch TV or something, that's probably better to download something because they don't offer a whole lot in the room, and what they do, it's like crazy expensive. So I always recommend that if you're just wanting to chill out on the deck, or in bed late at night and you're wanting to watch a movie or a TV show or listen to a podcast, to download all that before you get on the ship. He did not, and he was downloading it and thought he was going to be okay because we had the $12.99. Well, we got a little too far away from land. We were no longer in our international rates at that point. So he did this overnight while he was sleeping. He wakes up the next morning to a lovely little text message from AT&T saying, yes, you have been charged $506 for downloading this video.
Y'all, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever just felt the need to come out of airplane mode and see if you had service? Were you charged? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. What would you do if you were charged $500? for downloading a video. I mean, I didn't know what to do. But on the cruise, I couldn't think about it. Let's just worry about it when we get home.
So obviously this was not something, he went right back into airplane mode. We just went ahead and watched the episode. It was like, well, we got it, might as well watch it. But it was obviously not something we were going to take care of while we were on the cruise. So when we got home, let me tell you what happened. And if this happens to you, if you just have to come out of airplane mode to see if you have those international rates, because yes, the $12.99 a day is great. You can do some texting, you do some basic social media. So yes, that is great to have, and it is cheaper. So if you just have to do that, and if you happen to stay out of airplane mode too long, like he was doing, then what happens? Okay, when we get home, he calls AT&T, all prepared that we're going to have to pay $500 on our next bill. I mean, it's our mistake. So he calls AT&T. He lets them know the story. He just let them know that we got the text message that it was $12.99, and apparently, you know, we got too far away and we were charged those international roaming rates. So what happened, and I actually had to write this down on a Post-it note. He actually, because I couldn't remember, he actually used 220 megabytes to download this episode. And when he did that, he was being charged $2.30 a minute per megabyte. So he racked up $506. And AT&T let him know this when he was talking to them. And apparently, and Mark didn't ask for anything. He was just, you know, confirming everything, making sure that was the price that we're going to have to pay. And the guy was totally nice about it. He is the one who suggested, oh, well, if you were on a cruise, let me help you with this, and we'll just go ahead and put you on the cruise plan. I don't know why I didn't even bother to think about the cruise plan. So y'all, I'm only talking about AT&T. So if you have AT&T, check with your cruise plan, because this could be very beneficial for you. If you have another plan, then check with them to see if they also have a cruise plan. So what happened was, he said, let me put you on the cruise plan. And the cruise plan offers $100 for 30 days. And in that $100 for 30 days, you will get unlimited texting, unlimited calling, and 1 gigabyte that you can download and you can do stuff with. Now, if you're like me, okay, let me break that down, because I needed it broken down, because I'm like, well, how many megabytes is a gigabyte? So 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. And I'm not tech savvy, so I'm like, is that a lot? And Mark is like, no, that's not a lot. So if you're going to do the cruise plan, it is good if you're wanting to do basic texting, basic getting on social media, checking your bank account. If you've got you need to do something like that, checking emails. It is good for something like that. If you're wanting to download shows, no, that's not good. If you're wanting to stream, that's going to take a lot of megabytes and gigabytes. It's going to take too much of all of that. So you're not going to want to purchase the cruise plan for that. You're going to want to purchase the Wi-Fi package on the cruise ship. Because what happened when he did that, now they were awesome and nice. They said they would backdate it. We were home for just a couple days, so after this happened, and they said they would backdate it and go ahead and put that charge that he did on the cruise ship under our cruise plan. So yay! We don't have to pay $500. We only have to pay $100 for the cruise plan. So I'm really excited about that. That's $400 that I could just save there that I thought I was going to have to pay. So that is a really great deal there. But that is something good to have. You only have to pay. You can call AT&T. You only have to do it whenever you're on a cruise if you feel that that is something that you need. And like I said, he already used 220 megabytes of that 1 gigabyte for the 30 days, because that 30 days started when he started using it while we were on the cruise last week. And so that's basically that's like 25% of his plan. Now it's only on his phone. It's not on my phone, so I can't do it. So if I wanted to check my email or social or anything like that, like this next cruise that we're going to be on, I'm going to have to do it on his phone, not my phone, because then we're going to get charged all over again. So you have to purchase that plan per cell phone. So I know to stay in airplane mode, but that is good to know. And we'll just do that every so often if we need the cruise plan. Now you can do a $60 cruise plan for 30 days if you just want like unlimited calling. They have a little bit of texting and they have a little bit of downloads as well, not as much. But I like the unlimited texting and calling. Those are really great to have. So that is a really great idea there if you feel like you're going to be doing a lot of cruising and you just want to kind of get some unlimited texting, calling, and a little bit of 1 gigabyte of stuff to do for socials. If you're doing like a couple week cruise and you're doing like a back-to-back, that could actually be a lot cheaper. Actually, no, it is a lot cheaper than doing the Wi-Fi if you only want to check in to your email every so often and do some unlimited texting and calling while you're on the cruise. $100 for that is going to be a lot cheaper than trying to purchase the Wi-Fi package. So just a tip there. If this happens to you, you come out of airplane mode and you have an AT&T plan, then just call them. They were super nice about it. They backdated it for us. Now, I'm not going to say they're always going to do that, so don't sit there and try to do this and hope, oh, well, hopefully they'll backdate it for us. But they were super nice about it. They offered to backdate it. We didn't ask for it, but just letting you know that was an option. And if you feel like you might do something like this, then get that $100 cruise plan, or even if you just want that unlimited calling, you can get that $60 cruise plan, and you can do it only for that 30 days, and you're not having to pay that $100 every month on your monthly bill. So yay, really great ending there. I'm really happy and thankful, but I wanted to share this story with you because, oh my goodness, that was a big scare. I'm glad that he caught it when he caught it, and it wasn't more than the 500, but I'm also glad that we were able to get this backdated and we were able to get the cruise plan added in. So guess we'll have the cruise plan for this upcoming week. We will be on Utopia the Seas this weekend. If you have been watching my vlogs, definitely hit that subscribe. I hope these tips were helpful for you to just stay in airplane mode and check your cell phone plan to see if you have a cruise plan that can help you out a little bit there. And if this were helpful for you, please give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, we'll be on Utopia the Seas this weekend. You'll get those videos coming out next week, starting Monday the 12th. And we have so much happening this week. If you've been watching my vlogs, thank you so much. This week, I will be on the flow rider, doing the zip lining, doing a food challenge, entertainment. We're going to Hideaway Beach. We have a full packed weekend. You don't want to miss it. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.